Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the I Foster Juice podcast. I'm your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, the fucked up, cracked ass feet to my David Goggins. Rain.
Oh my god. I didn't realize how bad they were.
Did anybody? I mean, who when are you going to see him without his shoes on?
That's true, but Jesus, like, no matter what he wears, he's always going to have fucked up feet because all the miles he puts in.
The way that those feet looked, you would think he did run barefoot.
Yo, seriously. But why doesn't anybody get at him with like a shoe sponsorship or something?
I think the damage is done, Rain. There's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube now.
I mean, like, I don't know, build him something, make something for him so he's comfortable. Like how? Like what type of shoes? That's another thing I want to know. Like what type of shoes do you wear?
Very good question.
How? Yeah, and how long do they last? If I was a shoe company, I'd be getting at him and just doing all kinds of tests.
You know what's funny though? It's like most companies do stuff like that, like with basketball or most other sports. Like this is the LeBron shoe, the Kobe shoe. It's not just shoes that they design; it's shoes that clearly they find is best for performance and that they find comfortable. I don't think anyone can or wants to buy the David Goggins shoe because I don't think anybody runs like that except for what's the dude's name? Cameron Haynes, Joe Rogan's friend.
He has a shoe.
He does.
Yeah.
If I was Cameron Haynes, I wouldn't. If that's what David Goggins is using, I'd be like, don't give me that sponsorship, man. Like, they're gonna think that shit don't work.
Damn, dude, it's so crazy, and then people are making fun of him. Just fucking
dude, come on, how could you not make fun of him?
Wow,
I've been told I have hobbit feet. I do have hobbit feet. I'm not trying to downplay that. I got wide ass, fat, hairy feet. My feet are not attractive. But I can easily say they're more attractive than David Goggins. But I also don't have his physique. So, you got to take some and give some.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like, after seeing his, I'm like, shit, I don't even give a fuck how my feet look like anymore.
Well, like...
my wide-ass feet. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. When I go back on the mats, on Monday, I'm not going to even paint my toenails or anything like that.
You don't care that guys aren't going to come up to you and offer you $50 to suck on your feet anymore, Rain?
No, fuck it. I'm going to go bare. I'm going to be free. Shit, I used to paint them all the time right before. Because I got fucked up feet and my like little toenail is like discolored because, it doesn't get a lot of oxygen all the time. It's hard to find feet, like wide fucking shoes, man, and they just get cramped up. So another reason why I don't wear heels.
So you blame your shoes for that, for your little pinky toe?
Yeah, they be suffocating my little pinky toe, man.
Man, even my pinky toe is all right, and I'm sure I have wider feet than you. Here's the thing. Okay, now we're gonna go on about shoes. We never know where the shit's gonna go.
We need to charge for this. We're talking about feet and shoes.
No, nobody cares about the shoes. It's the feet that people are after. The shoes are just, they're just in the way for the folks on Twitter, the creeps on Twitter. But anyway, I was actually, it's funny because I'm actually been looking at shoes recently because of jump rope. Like I've kind of, my left foot's kind of been fucked up. I've fallen. I had a spill or two, and I kind of think that kind of fucked up my foot. I'm not gonna go into that because it's embarrassing. But either way, it's affecting, especially when I jump rope for a while. It kind of starts hurting my foot when I'm static. When I'm in movement, it's good, but like if I'm sitting down for a while and I stand up, it hurts. So I've been trying to look at shoes that are comfortable, that have some cushion, but also are practical for workouts and jump ropes and stuff like that. And I like running, so I need to find something that can like something I can run in and something I can like do other types of workouts. And so I've been doing some research on that. I might even get some this weekend. But it's fucked up because I feel like ever since I became an adult, the shoes that I liked, I can't get anymore. Like I used to get skating shoes when I was young, and I loved them because I did like the look. That was kind of the look when I was young. But the thing is, they were wide, like DCs and Vans. They were wide. They were wide shoes, so they're very comfortable. Now I don't know what happened with skate shoes that they're all fucking narrow.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know if you ever wore skating shoes or you found them comfortable. If you have wide feet, I'd assume maybe you did. But that's the story of my life right now.
Yeah, I get you. They like change the style and everything. Yeah, because it's the looks, right? They're going for the looks instead of comfort.
Yeah, right. Now they look more athletic. It's almost like they want it to look like a basketball or a running shoe or something. It's like, dude, they're for skating. I don't know. Maybe for people that have narrow feet, it works for them, but that definitely wouldn't work for me. And I don't even skate.
Man, fucking, I got fucked up feet and small ass hands to hold it
You
No
were
9 millimeters for me.
and you have, and as you say, the quote, Asian ass syndrome. So
That too, man.
God just did not build you correctly, Hareen.
It's fucked up, man. It's all right. I still got bigger muscles than my baby daddy, so I still got that going for me. I sent somebody a pic of my feet. I ain't gonna say who.
Ah.
Just because we're talking shit about OnlyFans or whatever.
I'll take a guess. I won't say it on there. I'll guess off air, but
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Because I just want to get like opinion. What if I, you know what I mean? What if I can go for it and make some extra cash? Don't got like a fetish like that, but they're pretty decent. So I'm like, all right, cool. Might have to think about it.
How did you not come with me how did you not come to me with this initially? I mean, come on, I thought we were homies. Is there a bias?
Know.
Is there a bias because we do a show together and
I think
of course gonna say something positive?
Yeah, and we share everything, so like at least this, like, you know, I gotta go with another authority on this.
I can be an authority on feet. You don't know. Maybe I'm perving out on these fucking bitches feet pics too. You don't know me. As David Goggins say, you don't fucking know me.
I think he's a senior authority on, or he or she is a senior authority. You know what I'm saying?
I will soon enough, I guess.
Oh, good Lord. So, anyways.
Okay, this isn't totally related, but it is a question I've had. I don't think we've ever talked about. I really want a woman's perspective on this. My younger sister, she's watched fights here and there. She doesn't really watch them anymore, but obviously I watch them all the time, so she's familiar with fighting. And I don't know what fight was on a few weeks ago. There was women fighting, and she saw that the girls had their nails painted, which I see like most females get their nails painted before a fight. I don't know so much about the toes. I don't look too much at the toes because I don't really give a shit. But with the hands, it's hard to miss because obviously they're throwing punches, they're grappling, and she didn't really understand why they're fighting. But I did find it funny that like you look at the embeddeds and these type of things, you always see dudes getting a haircut. Women, they'll have like, before it was a thing, you get like a weigh-in outfit or a dress for post-fight press conferences or whatever. Obviously, that's not really a thing anymore. But there was always that ritual, guys get haircuts, which I understand as a guy. I'm like, okay, I'm not like the one that cares too much about my hair sometimes, but I get trying to get a haircut when you're going to be doing media and be going on a pay-per-view or whatever. You want to get a haircut the week of the fight. But it seems like women like to do their nails. Do you think that's a thing to make up? Because obviously you can't get a haircut. You just get it cornrowed up and stuff. Like, is that a way to quote unquote look pretty for the camera?
I think so. Or just media in general. Because don't they got to take like a lot of photos?
Yeah.
And then they got to sit there and sign the posters. So
face off, you know, most fighters put the hands up to your face and stuff.
Chris Cyborg's been doing it forever. Remember that famous picture of her fist and Gina Carano's face? I mean, even back then.
Did she have painted nails?
She had painted nails, I believe, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's just a whole like media thing.
Like, if you were a fighter, would you paint your nails before a fight? Like, not that I care that much. I mean, I know not all girls do it, but like, can you see it? Would you do it?
See, I'm not a normal chick, so
I know that, but like,
probably
can you
not
see the appeal behind that?
Yeah, but if I had to do a lot of media, then maybe if I didn't have like media obligations, then I probably wouldn't give a fuck. It just depends, you know what I mean? And then depending on like who my publicist is or manager or whoever, like they tell me what to do, how to look, maybe sponsors, you know, if I had all that going on, yeah, probably. But if it's just, I don't know, regional fight, I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm okay with the fingernail polish. It's just the eyelashes where I draw the line.
Oh God, God.
Oh, if you want to do that shit for media week, by all means, doll yourself up, do whatever you want, but still don't get fighting with eyelashes.
I don't get it either.
But they're coming after us, man. These girls are gonna be on top of the world one day, and then they're the ones that are gonna laugh last when Lareda's champion and Tracy Cortez is champion and Rachel Ostovich has 10 million IG followers or whatever the fuck she does. Then then they'll mock us as if they're not mocking us already.
Dude, that whole like tattooing your eye, like eyeliner and tattooing,
microblading and all that.
Microblading anywhere like near the eyes, I'm like, I'm cool, man. That freaks me out anyway. So I'm like, I'm cool, man.
Reen, you wouldn't do those things. I don't know what country it's in, but I know there's some country in Asia that they like try to I don't know what the fuck the term is, to like Asianize their eyes. And they're the ones that do it to like make it look more round.
Korea. Yeah, Korean people do a lot of it. Yeah.
Dude, that shit fucking, I've seen it like once and I'm like, no, I don't need to see more of that. Nope, I'm good.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Man, that shit's scary, man. Yeah. What if they fuck up? There goes your eye.
Oh, so you must get really freaked out with eye pokes on in fights?
Yeah, especially, yeah. God damn it, we'll get into that.
Of course, Cowboy. we got shit to talk about. So why waste time, I guess, right? So let's get into it. We got some fights to talk about from last week. A lot to talk about from last week because
God.
Shit happens. Not a lot of headlines, but don't worry, we'll make up with the rewind. A few good matchups and a really weird news story as always. Let's get right into it with the rewind of UFC Vegas 11. And we talked about Mackenzie Dern. We went against her because we kind of marked out Veranda. And not gonna lie, this one hurt a little bit. I think we were both Randa Marcos fans, right? But after seeing, did you finish watching Destined, the show on ESPN?
No.
No, I watched the whole thing, and yeah, it really endears you to her. I know we saw that clip. I don't know if we talked about it last week. Of her talking about
that little small clip just got me emotional. So I'm like, it was tough for me to try to watch the entire thing.
It was so funny too, because obviously Mackenzie's always smiling, and she's so happy all the time. But she seems to live a happy life, especially now her being a mom. She loves her kids, seems to love her husband. It's all right. She's just like a normal girl. She's just really happy all the time. She just happens to fight. And Randa's just so serious and intense, and then you hear the story of her childhood, and I knew she was a refugee, and that's pretty bad, and then you hear domestic abuse going on when she was a kid, and it's like, oh, that hits a little too close to home, but I feel you, girl. It explains a lot. We kind of went for her based on that, and we're prone to marking out here. I think Green can also admit that, but yeah, we have nothing but respect for Mama Dern, but now I'm just straight scared of her.
Don't fuck with her money, man.
Shit, Randa didn't even take her money.
That's just, well, did you hear that? I guess after the fight or something, her old coach was calling her a traitor.
And a bitch, right?
Yeah, so it's still ongoing, man.
This fucking guy. And then, yeah, I think because we were tweeting about this too, right? Like, who the fuck does this guy think he is? Trust me, we're not immune from clowning on Dern from time to time. Like, I think we're just kind of doing it as friendly ribbing, if you want to call it that. But to just call her a bitch and a traitor and shit like that, no kind of respect for the game, man. Like, how can you call yourself an MMA coach or some type of practitioner in the sport and not respect where the fuck she comes from and who the fuck her daddy is?
I just don't understand how coaches act that way at all. Like, what do you gain from that? It can't be a good look, too, to other fighters that are under him.
And shit, I mean, if you're like a regular, well, I don't know, maybe people don't pay attention to this, but if you're like a regular schmo and you just wanted to go work out, lose weight or actually try and become a fighter and you're serious about this, why would you go to this dude's gym?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I've had that happen before. where I was going to a coach and learning Muay Thai, and I went to a jiu-jitsu gym, and he was not happy about it. But I'm like, you're not even teaching this, particular sport. So like, why are you even getting jealous over it? Like, I don't understand.
Well, like inherently, obviously, he must have been a very old school guy. He must think that you think jujitsu is better than Muay Thai because Muay Thai is all you need. Why would you train anything else? I'm sure you'd be
Right.
mad if you did boxing too.
Well, that motherfucker got knocked out by Luke Rockhold back in the day, so I don't know if it's CT or what, but my old coach, I guess, fought Luke Rockhold on the regional scene or something. But yeah, he was tripping out. I'm like, huh? What is wrong with you? So I never went back to that person ever again. But like, I just don't understand how coaches act like that.
Well, remember who was the guy? I don't remember if it was a UFC fighter. Was it Vanderlei Silva or some guy associated with Vanderlei Silva? Like maybe like 2 years ago, there was that video in Brazil that this guy started straight up street fighting with some dude because I guess he had left his gym. You don't remember that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, this dude, young guy. This was like on Bloody Elbow. Like this was news. It wasn't just like some random guy. I think he was like a former UFC fighter. It was his gym, and I guess this guy was walking by with his girlfriend, and it's like a security camera, so you can't see anything. But he walks up to him, like clearly antagonizing him in some way. You don't know what he's saying, but immediately after he pushes him, they start fighting, and it was straight up. I mean, Muay Thai knees, fucking punches, elbows, guillotine attempt, and he just beat the shit out of this dude. And it turns out that I guess he did because he called him out because he had left his gym. Now I don't know if he was like cross training, like okay, this is my jiu-jitsu gym, so I'm gonna go over here, like you said, to like learn Muay Thai or something like that. Or if he left the gym, maybe he had a few losses with this coach and decided like, okay, I better go somewhere else. But this guy felt so insulted by that he just straight up got in a street fight with his former pupil.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know, man, but well, good for her for leaving because
yeah,
why would you want that kind of negativity in your life, period?
yeah.
So, and then Perilla's a good guy. Perilla's a good coach, so that fight was crazy. I don't understand why she even went to the ground with Dern.
Dern
Why?
slipped. She threw a crazy kick and she slipped. So I
Yeah.
understand why you think you can capitalize if it's
No, she like slipped on
9%.
the banana peel. You didn't see that? I saw a banana peel.
A banana peel. Oh, did they edit that on Twitter or something?
No, somebody mentioned it.
Uh,
But it
this
did look like she slipped on a banana peel because that was awful.
As I said, I have a minor foot injury, and when I slipped similarly, so I kind of fell for her. I was like, oh god damn it. But anyway, yeah, man, that would have been kind of funny if they did edit that in. But shit, at the end of the day, who last? She fucking armbar, right? She fuck. Oh my god, that shit was
Yeah.
disgusting. Too. I mean, I was screaming early on because I was like, I knew she didn't like have it, but I was like, you got your fucking arm and in fucking Mackenzie Dern's clutches. You do not want that. But
Yeah, it was
she was
crazy.
getting out of it, kind of, and then it's like, but you knew it's like you're not gonna get out. You're trying mighty hard, but you're not going nowhere.
No, she was already like 2 or 3 steps ahead because I think she was going for the omoplata, and then she just like playing around with the arm bar and securing it. She was already 2 or 3 steps ahead. There's no fucking way. Gabby Garcia, she went against that fucking big ass monster, Mackenzie Dern. Look how tiny she is compared to Gabby Garcia.
Yeah, 100 pounds. They mentioned it on the broadcast, like, oh yeah, you can see that match between her and Gabby Garcia.
Yeah, so she's a monster, man. Like she knows already what she's gonna go for. 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. So I mean, I guess Rhonda thought that she can do it. I don't know, like because I would have just told her to get up, get your ass up, not go down with her, man.
You would have been like Cheyenne Bees, get the fuck up.
Get the fuck up, bitch. Yeah, but well, at least she tried it, right? Now she knows.
At least she tried. We talk a lot. Well, you and I off air talk a lot about effort and just we don't give a shit what people do as long as they try. But in this case, don't try with Mackenzie. Just
No.
in that case, you're right to just not even go there to begin with.
Yeah.
And as you said, she's 2 or 3 steps ahead, as Denzel famously said in Training Day. The shit's chess, not checkers.
For real. With her, it is. Goddamn great white shark. You don't go in there. You're a little guppy.
I love you, Randa, but I hope your ribs. I mean, I hope your arm is good above all else, but I hope your ribs are good too, because she was fucking those hammer fists to the belly and to the face were horrendous.
Yeah.
That was that mama during anger. That's what we were talking about. That's a lot of nights of not being able to sleep because of the goddamn kid, and she took it out on poor Randa Marcos's arm, face, and belly.
Dude, like when she was sitting there waiting to get started, I'm like, what is wrong with her eyes? She got bags under her eyes, man.
I
She's not
told
getting
you, I'm
any
like, she hasn't
sleep.
slept.
Yeah, I'm like, poor thing, but now she won't sleep now. Like, she got the performance bonus, got her little girl some cash.
Props to Dern, obviously, with that win, that bonus. But there was kind of a bit of news this week, too, of Sarah Jessica. What the fuck? I was about to say Sarah Jessica Parker. What the fuck is wrong with me?
What? Who
I don't
the
know.
fuck is that?
That's
Okay.
that bitch from Sex and the City.
I know. I'm
God
just
damn
surprised
it.
you know.
I don't know. Just all white women look alike to me. Anyway. That's the only way I can recover from that. But no, Jessica Rose Clark. She has 3 names. I guess that's how I made the connection. She had a very impressive win over Sarah Alpar. Broke her fucking nose and basically knocked her out twice and didn't get a performance bonus. They're not participation awards. Not everybody gets them. But man, there was that tweet that she sent out that she had like $17 in her bank account. I guess just a few days ago. So obviously she's got money now, but of course a bonus would have been nice.
Yeah. And I guess she mentioned, like, yeah, maybe, you know, fighting is not that lucrative for me, or I'm not really making any money. And people are like, you need to go get sponsorships, and you need to do this, and you need to do that, and maybe you shouldn't be fighting. Maybe you should be getting a job, and this and that. Do you guys realize where she lives and how she lives and how she's trying to keep her nutrition up too? Eating right is expensive.
Yes.
You know, she lives in the Bay Area. Regardless if it's a RV park or not, she still lives in the Bay Area. There's fucking programmers that live in an RV park too, because it's so fucking expensive out there. They're living out of their car practically, so they can work for Google and all these big giant tech companies. It's expensive, man. So she's trying her best to make it. And it's not like she's constantly fighting, right? I think she fought one more time this year, I believe. But even prior to that, she was injured. She was out for a while.
Her issues is the issue of so many fighters. That's the sad thing about it, is like she's not a special case in this instance. It happens so much. I mean, we talk so much. We're gigantic fans of Miriam Nakamoto and shit over the past few months, especially with the pandemic. And I guess her stem cell stuff not going according to plan. She's like been selling her belts and stuff. I guess she's in a movie. She's doing some kind of movie right now. But I mean, I don't know what kind of movie it is. I don't know how much they're paying her. I don't know how that's going to work out. And I feel really bad for her too. And she's a marvelous person and a great fighter. But it's just the story of the fight game. I mean, we're not really going to talk about this later on, but I mean, Stevie Ray, Scottish fighter, he just announced his retirement from MMA a few days ago, and I guess it's because of health issues. It gets to you, man. That's why people that can keep going, that's why I was forced to respect Overeem. I mean, we've talked since the beginning of the show, and it's kind of been obvious I'm not a fan of Overeem, but to be in this game this long and to keep fighting and winning and adapting, like, you just got to respect the guy at one point. You don't have to like the guy, but you got to just respect, man. That is not easy to do. And then he did it in a kickboxing career and MMA career.
Yeah. I mean, because she has to pay for her health care too. UFC's not giving health care. So if she had some sort of injury or something that, you know, or I thought she had like knee surgery or something before. That was all like out of pocket. If health care was included, I think she would have money. So she would have something in the bank. She has Monster Energy as a sponsor. Triumph United, I believe, is also a sponsor. But she can't wear that kind of stuff. She has to wear Reebok.
And soon to be Venom. And we'll see what kind of payouts they have. I don't know how much more lucrative that's going to be, if anything.
So y'all don't know. Like, you guys can all go to fucking McDonald's and get like a $5 meal and you guys are good. But these fighters have to eat healthy. And especially her, like, look at her transformation. Her
Yeah,
body and everything.
that's not just an effort issue. That's some money right there. Like
Yeah.
legit. I know lift burgers, eat heavy and all that, but even with burgers, she ain't eating McDonald's, man. She's eating In-N-Out and Five Guys. She's getting some like quality protein in that.
Right? Like bison or something.
Yeah. Oh, bison burgers are good. I had it once. It was like $18, but fuck, it was worth it.
Oh
God
hell
damn it.
yeah.
Find that spot. You had that before?
Mm-hmm.
That shit's good.
Yep.
Yeah, I trust me. I get what you're saying, and I'm nowhere near a high level athlete. I went to Whole Foods for the first time last weekend, and yeah, it's doable under certain conditions. But yeah, fighters like they have to get all their shit there. Trader Joe's is the least that they're going to. That's like
Yeah.
you're really on a budget. You can't really be going to Food for Less and Ralph's and these type of places. Like you got to get real fucking food, man.
Right. And that's just food. We're not even including supplements or any kind of like recovery, like massages or cryotherapy or anything like that.
CBD, which is fucking expensive too, depending on what you're getting.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I believe she has sponsors for that too, or she has like a partnership, and if you use her code, she gets a portion of that. So help her out. If you're a fan, help her out. Go to her page, see what she's trying to sell, and help her out.
Yeah, she's doing the whole lift heavy, eat burgers, lift heavy. That's like a brand for her now. She's like selling shirts and shit.
Yeah.
They look kind of cool too. There's like for men too. Like it's women empowering, but dudes can wear it too.
Yeah, I think Amber's doing it too with her.
Amber Liebrock, yeah, that's like her partner in crime.
Yep. So, but yeah, good win for her. That was fucking awesome. I mean, brutal for Alpar, but shit.
And she went through a transformation too, Amber. Just throwing that out there. If she's on her regimen, yeah, she's get on her IG, folks, fellas. You'll like it, and with some of you girls too. Ash, I know you're listening.
That entire team, the CSA, the ladies, when they have the ladies of CSA during the holidays, holy shit!
It's not even that they're. I mean, we can sit here and debate about what attractive is. I basically find them all very attractive, but they're fucking good ass fighters. That's the other thing.
Yes.
Like, how are you this good looking? Like Nadia Schmill makes no fucking sense to me. How are you that fucking beautiful and
scary?
Just an animal? Yeah, just as scary as you are beautiful, and that's. Yeah. I don't know how you can be on the same level.
That's so rare, man. So crazy, all of them. Like fucking Coach K is an awesome coach, and his wife is fucking powerhouse. She's a CrossFit like champion or whatever they call themselves. Like she's one of those high level athletes. I think Joe Rogan's talked about her before, like how she's all ripped and just shredded, and they got it all going on. So if you want to help them out, if you want to help Jessie Jess out, go to her page.
Just bleed. I know if you're listening, I know you already have too. And even then, fork over some more money, homie. Support your girl. She's like right down the street from you too. Come on, man.
Practically, right? Go get some like one-on-one training time or something and report back to us. You're closer than me, man.
Yeah, true. Claims he loves her so much, can't even support her. Typical Mexican. Anyway, enough of my racism.
Dude, didn't he get like an electric bike?
What?
Oh no, that's not. That's Uncle Bobby. Uncle Bobby got like an electric bike.
Of course he did. Look at him. Love you, Bobby.
That shit look cool though. I guess he took a long time to get to his place because he like changed addresses or something like that. Because he moved or something. Did they not like live together anymore?
Yeah, I told you. I put this on Twitter. Bobby got a white girl. He went from the barrio to the suburbs, man. He made it.
He did?
He's going to get them papers soon, man. I mean, he's got an electric bike now with all the DUIs he's had, but 4 or 5 years, that shit will go away. He'll get a car soon enough. Get that girl to buy you a Lexus. I know how white girls do, man.
He talks bad about white people too, don't he?
That's part of his shtick,
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna fucking talk shit about him getting a white girl. He won the lottery, man. I feel you. I'm with you there, Bobby.
Huh, you, Johnny Walker. Damn, dude. Y'all are onto something.
And a good segue. Thank you, Reen. Yeah, Johnny Walker got a man. Was this the most Johnny Walker fight of all time?
I think so, man. That was wild.
It was like 2, 3 knockouts in one fight, and he basically experienced 2 of the knockouts, yet somehow managed to knock the fuck out of Ryan Spann and win in the
Yes.
same goddamn round. I don't know what will happen with him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he'll be a champion. I mean, that could be wrong. Maybe he will. But regardless, whether he's like top 15, barely in the 15, top 10, top 5, I don't know how he's not always just going to be a fan favorite. I know some people fell off the bandwagon with the Corey Anderson loss and then the Krylov loss and all this, but he's so ridiculously entertaining. Like losing, winning, it's always just ridiculous. And in this case, he was losing and then he won.
I know. I'm so glad that he didn't really like celebrate his win. He was just like he sat down. He was all like zen with it. He didn't want to break anything. He didn't want to pull anything. Um, but yeah, wild. And I guess like Kavanaugh only just worked with like his strength training or whatever, and just all basic stuff because they only had like a limited time to work with him. So I don't know what's going to happen in the next fight. He'll have more time with Kavanaugh, so maybe we'll get to see more of him. But who knows, man? I mean, if he stays there, maybe he can become champion. Because he's just so athletic. And with somebody like Kavanaugh could probably like help him with his entire game. Because I mean, he knows it all. He knows jiu-jitsu, he knows stand-up. So yeah, what a wild fight though, man.
And of course he was all zen after the win, Reen. He's with a white girl now. Of course he's like she's got him into yoga and shit now.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if she did.
Practice that lotus position all day, you know?
Yep.
I heard Eddie Bravo say that, and yeah. I'm going to follow suit. Anyway, yeah, good for Walker. I don't know what this means for him, as I kind of alluded to earlier. I mean, Ryan Spann was like a top 10 dude, top 15 dude. This should propel him upwards, but I'm still hesitant. Like, all right, man. We really rushed him in last year. Let's not do that again, but at the same time, there's no more John Jones right now, so
yeah, why not? You just never know, right? Wide open now, man.
So that was that fight. Good for you, Johnny. We'll see what happens. Whatever it is, I'll be tuning in because you're just a ridiculous human being, and I love seeing you fight. So good on you. Next one, Jesus Christ! If it wasn't for antics in the main event, I don't know how this wouldn't be the story of the week, not the night, the week of Khamzat Chimaev's starching of Jarrell Miller.
That was so scary.
There's no way I'm going to say this and not sound just like an uber total hater, but I'm still not exactly sold.
That was scary.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. That knockout was ridiculously impressive. And Jarrell Miller, I know, is no pushover. I'm not trying to move the goalpost to do like some kind of revisionist history, but I've seen this happen too. And yeah. I think, you know what I think it is? I think it's fucking Sean O'Malley again. Clearly, Sean O'Malley, you know, it's different with Chimaev because he came out of nowhere and he's on the ascent right now. But yeah. Sean O'Malley had he looked good. He got hurt. Osada, blah, blah, blah. He comes back, looks better than ever. Knocks out Wineland in spectacular fashion. And I know injury, no injury. He bitched out. Whatever you want to say about the Chito fight, he still lost. That was a legitimate loss. Say what you want about it. And I'm not saying that this dude's on the same level or the same fighter. Clearly, very different styles, different upbringings. But I don't know. Now, spectacular knockouts can really fool people. And I know Jarrell Mearshardt's a tough dude, but I don't know if he can replicate that.
But he's never been hit in the last 3 fights either.
That's the other thing. I can't trust someone who hasn't been hit. Maybe he's been hit in regional promotions.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't gone that far into his career to look back. But when you're just that dominant, like even with John Jones, I was not a believer of John Jones until he fought Gustafsson. After he fought him, I'm like, okay, he's as good as everyone says. Because up until that point, he'd never even been hit. Machida hit him like twice. And that was it. That was like his whole career. Like, he'd have been hit like twice. And then that war with Gustafsson, like, oh, okay. You didn't even train for the fight. You were getting your ass kicked and you still came back. Like, you're truly a champion. Like, you got that heart. I don't know about Chimaev, man. That dude could be a glass cannon. That's a real thing.
Dude, I guess DC sold on him, and he's driving the train.
Well, yeah.
Like, doo doo. He's cracking me up on Ariel's show. He's like, "Yep, I'm driving this train. Get on board." Crazy. Well, that knockout was scary. Every time I replayed it, I was like, "Holy shit! That sound is just terrifying." That was a fucking brutal knockout.
Again, I'm not trying to take away anything from Chimaev. It's just, again, I'm just very skeptical of like almost any prospect. So I'm aware that I have a bias in that way, but it's just so nuts that obviously nobody saw that coming. And we know that Chimaev's strong. Look how he ragdolls people, but to have that power translate into striking, when it wasn't even necessarily that it was the strongest punch, because if you look at him, he doesn't even look like that intimidating. Clearly, he's got some kind of gorilla strength. But the precision, I mean, he just got him right in the button, and that takes practice, man. That was not a lucky punch.
Mm-mm.
But again, I don't know how Mearshart is a decent striker, but I think it's safe to say that he wasn't expecting that. Now that's on him. That's not, that's his fault for not preparing better, but still, like, okay, now we know this is a thing that you got to look out for. So let's see what happens with the next opponent. And if it is Maya, I don't know.
Nah, it's not going to be Maya.
I don't think so either, but Maya's surprised as well.
Yeah, not going to be Maya. He's going to go for 5 rounds, main event, ranked opponent. I'm not sure who that is yet, but yeah.
Also, did they change that? I read that, but I didn't know if that meant that like, oh, Maya's out of the drawing now.
I think he is. I think he probably like said, "No, I'm good. I don't want this to be my last fight."
Is it official that's going to be his last fight?
Well, he only has one more, right?
Does he?
Yeah, I thought he only had one more.
I might have missed that.
Yeah, I could have swore one more and that was it for him. Could have swore, and he really wanted to be in Brazil, but I mean, you can't really go to Brazil right now because of COVID. So
yeah,
yeah,
can't be choosers. Yeah.
See, man. No, save Maya. I'm like, no, don't give him Maya. Let's save Maya. And then what does that really do anyways? I mean, if Dana White is so high on him and he's like, oh yeah, he's special, I've never seen anything like him before, then why would you give him Maya? Because Maya would, if he does beat Maya, it'd be like, oh, well, I mean, Maya's older and this and that. And, there's going to be like people that talk shit. Well, people talk shit all the time, but he needs a solid opponent. And I think that's what they're going to do, is just give him a really ranked, like highly ranked dude. Because he's the next best thing right now. Dana's like, Connor who?
Well, they need someone, right?
Yeah. And that's him. Dude, that guy's ugly, man. He looks so weird.
Why? Just because the hair lip?
Just that beard and those ears. And, yeah, he's just so weird. I didn't even notice his lip until Izzy really said something about it. Like, called him a rat lip.
What about Kevin Ioli's dumbass? Did you see that? The Yahoo journalist?
Yeah, I was going to say writer.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
right.
it is.
You're right. Whatever it is, yeah, you're right. Yeah, there was I think Borrachina Depot posted this thing of I guess they did some kind of Skype call because there's not a lot of in-person interviews, and Kevin's like, oh, what's up, man? Did you have some kind of injury? And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, like, see, like your lip, like, is there some kind of scar? Did you get something in training? And I I don't know, maybe it's the English thing. He was kind of taken back by it too, but he was just like, what do you mean? And then he realized like, oh no, like that's like that. Kevin Iole did not realize that he had a hair lip. He thought it was some kind of like recent injury.
Oh my God.
That's a blue check mark MMA journalist, folks.
Wow. I didn't notice it until Izzy said something. But just the beard and everything, he looks Amish.
Oh yeah, I mean Khabib
like
has that same beard. Yeah, it's the chin strap beard. They rock that shit. It's from Chechnya. That's what they do.
True that.
Yeah. To me, I couldn't not notice it because to me, all those fuckers look alike. Again, with my racism, all those motherfuckers look alike. But I'm like, oh, that dude's got a hair lip. Okay, now I know him. He doesn't look like Amogomed Magomayov or whatever the fuck random Chechnyan there is. So like, all right, tall dude, skinny dude, hair lip. I got it. Yeah. So so props to you, Chimia. See what happens to you. See what happens forward in your going forward in your career. A co-main event, Cowboy and Nico Price. So,
God damn it.
Okay, I know you're gonna have a lot to say. I might stay a little quiet on this one because I know you got feelings about Cowboy and apparently Nico Price now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like this fight for Cowboy because he would start slow, and Nico will not give him any time to start slow and catch up and get a feel for it, and that's what happened. And I think Cowboy engaged. He had to engage. He had to fight back early on. It just sucks, man. Nico should have won this fight. If it hadn't been those eye pokes, he would have clearly won the fight. Because if you look at total strikes land and significant strikes, he fucked Cowboy up. It just sucks, man. And I guess Cowboy, Dana's going to talk to Cowboy. I don't know if he did or not about hanging it up or maybe thinking about what he should do, what he should do in the future. But I guess they talked about with Megan O'Leary, they talked about possibly running it back and fighting again. And Nico is just because Donald's like, I want to make sure you get this a solid win. And Nico's like, well, I want a real kick from you. I want to feel a real kick. And he was so excited to fight him again. It was cute to see that, two fathers, talking about their kids too, and just having so much respect for each other. But I don't know about Cowboy running it back again. For what? More damage? More damage? Really? Head, body? I mean, Nico even out-kicked him. Why would you want to take that on again?
Nico Price is a weird dude, man. That's what I got out of this whole thing. He is a strange dude. As young as he is with as many kids. It doesn't sound like he curses. He talks like fucking Sage Northcutt.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest shit.
But he's a savage in there. But he got 5 kids, 3 girls and 2 boys. Very next day, he's like, yep, daddy duty. And he's brushing his little girl's hair.
Oh, don't get me wrong. He seems like a very solid guy. I like the guy. I like him more than Cowboy, to be honest with you. I'd much rather, I don't know if I want to party with him because I don't even think Nico Price parties. Clearly Cowboy does, but nah, man. Cowboy really lost me with the post-fight presser, man. I know this is a bit of a personal thing because at my job, I hear this shit through customers, but he's a total hoaxer. Everything's a hoaxer with the COVID. And it's just a particular annoyance with me. I just can't. I know he's a Republican. I know he supports Trump, and I'm even okay with that. But the pandemic will be over on November fucking 10th or whatever bullshit, and loudly proclaiming I do not go to the store with this shit. It's my right as an American. Sorry, Cowboy, you fucking lost me, homie.
Yeah.
Now I should look back. I haven't looked back at the fights. I should really rewatch that first round and just stop it there because, I'm cool with that. Well, you're right. He doesn't need more CTE, and I wish I could say CTE is what brought him to these conclusions politically, but whatever.
Yeah. So that went on. I totally forgot about that because,
well,
a couple days ago there's tweets or whatever, Reddit screenshots of how I guess Cowboy gropes women, or he used to, or whatever, and the guys of these women, they were cool with it because it's Cowboy. Hey, that's what he does. I'm like, what the fuck? Really? Is his wife, his girlfriend okay with it? Baby mama? Well, at the time, they probably didn't have kids. I'm not sure when this happened, but I saw that too. I'm like, holy shit, that's not the Cowboy that I know, or, that he portrays to be, or...
No, nobody knows. You don't know him. Nobody knows him.
Yeah, so...
It's all personas. It's all... I don't take anybody at face value, but I will take him when he's saying this is all bullshit and this and that, and I'm going into the stores without mask and all that. Yeah, I'll people give shit to people that go to the store and take their mask off an inch after leaving the door. I don't have a problem with that. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And at least you wore the goddamn thing inside. I don't give a shit if you're all pissy about it when you leave. At least you followed the rules. But when you're going in there like fucking dick out and chest out and it's my right as an American, yeah. And you wonder why they fucking hate us, man. I talk a lot of shit about Mexicans on this show because I am one and I know a lot of the hypocrisy and bullshit that happens with my people and I don't like hearing it and I'm not going to stand for it. But I'm also American and not going to stand for this fucking bullshit either. And as far as those allegations and all that, you told me about this earlier. I wasn't aware of it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, exactly. And this isn't to me to. I don't know. I don't know anything. I haven't looked at these myself. It's very possible it's true. Very possible it's all made up. I don't know. But if that is true, that's fucking gross. But fighters are weird people, and they're really poor really poor judges of character, and they're not great role models. So yeah, I know we all love and respect Cowboy because he's been in the game for so long, but it doesn't make him a good person.
Yeah, I had to like turn off the presser when he was talking after he was like going through all that political stuff. I was like, fuck. No wonder you're building your own saloon and bar and shit. Good for you. Just stay on your ranch.
Speaking of politics.
Oh, God damn it. Yeah.
As we said, folks, this was going to be mostly a rewind and everything else is just going to kind of be background noise because, yeah, this is what everyone came for. I can't even say it's old news. We usually record this it's a Thursday now. Usually gets released Friday or Saturday. This is still relevant news. This will continue to be relevant news. It's unfortunate, but yeah. So Colby Covington beat the absolute dog shit out of Tyron Woodley. There's no two ways about it. Wasn't even close. There was not one moment of that fight that was competitive.
Nope.
And it ended in the 5th round with apparently some broken ribs on Tyron Woodley's end. That caused the submission. Was it a submission or a TKO win? Because he yelled TKO. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he was injured. He yelled out. That's basically a tap.
Yep.
He can't continue. And of course, okay, I'm not as sickened by this shit as a lot of people. Only because I fully expected this from him. To be quite honest, I expected worse from him. So since I had the worst expectations, I actually thought this was kind of tame. I do find it funny that I don't know. I don't remember when the first time it was, but he got after the fight, he started talking shit with Kamaru and made the comments about his Nigerian tribe and the smoke signals. I'd heard, I think Borrachino Depot again. I gotta give this dude a lot of credit. I find out a lot of horrendous and stupid shit in MMA through him. And he had posted a clip about that, I guess, like a month ago. Something about the only people that contact Usman is his tribe with smoke signals or something. So he's just rehashing the same shit, obviously being as inflammatory as possible. A lot of articles have been written this week about how disgusting this is and how dangerous this is. Yeah, I've said that I don't know how authentic Colby's character is because it is a character. But people are right. This is no longer a character. Maybe he fully marked out and he believes all this shit. But even if he doesn't, it doesn't matter because everyone believes that he believes this shit. And you're now a target.
Yeah.
And you're saying really fucked up and sensitive things in a really fucked up, tense time. And this is a thing of like, I'm not trying to be an asshole here. I'm not trying to bring anything on anybody, but I forget the dude's name in 92, the white man in South Central that got a fucking brick to his face. That wasn't even the first time. There was that cop in Kenosha who got a brick thrown at him a few weeks ago too when those riots were happening. That's what you're welcoming in, Kobe. I'm not saying this to bring down Black Lives Matter or anybody repping that. I'm not saying what Kobe saying that they're all criminals and all this shit. I'm definitely not. But when people are this angry, I mean, shit, I live in LA. Just 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, two cops got shot right in their patrol car, point blank. Like just some random dude. These are bad fucking times, man. And if you want to go that deep with your character, with your act, whatever, go right ahead, man. But you're welcoming some really, really fucked up shit.
Yeah. I, of course, I was rooting for Woodley. I wanted him to win because I didn't want to hear Kobe's bullshit. And yeah, it was just shocking to me. I know he was losing. Well, not all the rounds because Beck Rawlings had to fucking drop a picture in the middle of the fight, so she kind of did distract me. First 2 rounds, it was just a blur. I had to go back and rewatch, and I was like, oh shit, he was completely being dominated.
Yep, it wasn't close.
He didn't pull the trigger at all, like he said he would. He's gonna start throwing hands. Did not happen. And yeah, I was just in shock because I mean, I feel for the guy. I feel for Woodley.
I don't.
See, I feel bad. I'm like, fuck, man.
I don't. And this isn't a hate of Woodley. It's just, dude, clearly you've had this issue. Clearly you've been gun shy as of late. Clearly.
God, how many times? What did they say? 15 rounds?
15 rounds straight he's lost. 3 fights, 15 straight rounds down. And a few of those have been 10-8s too.
It's crazy. He had Thomas in his corner and Rufus in his corner and nothing. It didn't matter. Nothing they said got him to pull the trigger. Like that shit sucked. I'm like, fuck. Then we had to hear this bullshit. Colby running his mouth and Trump even calling, and I'm just like, I was in shock, man. Like I didn't know what to think. I tried to listen to him talk in the presser. I could not deal with that. I can't stand his voice in the first place. His voice is just horrendous to me. And then just him running on and on about bullshit. I'm like, nope, I can't listen to this. It just pisses me off. I can't do this. So
Can I ask you something regarding Woodley? Do you think, and this, I understand that there's other circumstances behind it. I mean, the biggest story this week in the real world has been the case of Breonna Taylor. And shit's fucked up right now because of all that. So yeah. I definitely understand. I mean, Tyron Woodley's been vocal about his support of Black Lives Matter for a very long time. But do you think he would have been as vocal, especially in the press conference with his 11 question in a row Black Lives Matter soundbite, if he wasn't fighting Colby? I mean, he fought over Burns not too long ago. I think that was shortly after the George Floyd death, if I remember correctly. Like, shit hadn't popped off exactly like it is now, but I wonder, like, if it was just any other random schmo, would he have been this loud about his BLM support?
I think he would be. I think so.
I don't know if you're right or not. I asked that because I'm genuinely curious. I don't know. I think you could be right. Part of me also thinks that he was this upfront about it because clearly Colby's on the other side of this.
Yeah.
But regardless of whether he totally just did this on his own accord because this is what was on his mind, this is what he wanted to talk about, or he just wanted to rub it in Colby's face, especially, obviously, he assumed that he was going to win. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure had he won, especially if he knocked him out in the first round, he would have been fuck Trump and fuck MAGA, Black Lives Matter, all that type of shit. I'm sure Tyron would have been equally loud in the other way. Mm-hmm. But now, man, I mean, you had a whole movement that you were repping and you go out like that. It's just, I feel that, I'm not saying that what Colby said or did is right at all, but you had to know that was going to be the outcome had you lost.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of don't feel bad for him, because it's like, dude, if Colby brought it on himself, I mean, we were all laughing at him when Usman broke his jaw, because it's like, Yeah, you talk all this shit. Now you got your jaw broken. Ha ha ha. Well, there's gonna be a lot of people doing that to Woodley too when you're that loud with your political statement, and
Hmm.
portion of especially people that watch MMA aren't down with it. Like, yeah, they're gonna, it's not cool that they're making fun of them, but it's also like you bring it on yourself, man. It sucks that people are mocking that,
Hmm.
but when you bring it on yourself, it's like shit, dude. Everyone's we were talking about off air. I mean, this is easily, easily. I think even our grandparents, whoever wants to say, no one can say that a time has ever been this divided. And people live through the fucking civil rights. You know what I mean? Like politically, just strictly politically speaking, I don't think it's ever been this divided ever.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think so. I think that he would still, regardless of the opponent, because yeah, it's even after George Floyd, just things keep happening everywhere, and he's worked with his community, and he's been trying to help out and with his own way. So like, I would hope that he would continue, regardless who the opponent is. But yeah.
I will say this, and I don't even know who Colby's fan base is. I mean, clearly there's
Oh
Trump
gosh.
sycophants who just love him just for the gear, you know what I mean, and those fucking sound bites and whatever. But I will say this: I don't know how fickle or how loyal Colby's fan base is, but I will say, I mean, strictly MMA talking, I don't know. I know there's people who've kind of been disappointed and everything with Tyron. I don't know how big of a fan base he had, but I will say I don't think Black Lives Matter is going to disown him or nothing. I'm sure and I know he's not going to stop.
Yeah, he said
Yeah, he's
that
not
he's
going to
not.
stop with the community.
He said that he's not going to retire, even though Dana's like, yeah, he should hang it up. And
But
he's going to have a talk to him. And I guess when Woodley was getting his x-ray or whatever, somebody said something, I think on his Instagram live or something. And he's like, no, I'm not retiring. So we're not going to see him in 2020, of course, because he has that bad rib break. That CT scan looked horrible. Oh my God. And I feel bad that I even thought that he gave up. I did think that. I'm like, fuck, he gave up.
nah, see, okay, I'll give him way more credit there. I did not think
Yeah,
that.
I
I did
did.
not
I
think.
feel bad for saying that, but just
Nah,
the way he went out, I was like, fuck, man.
nah, he would never. I mean, he didn't pull the trigger. I don't know why that is. I mean, I think he
Mm-hmm.
could have just been so tense because he hated Colby so much. It was a thing of I can't lose instead of I gotta win. That happens a lot in these types of grudge matches, and that's why I always say I give Colby credit because his shit is just to talk shit and get people mad, and he never
Yeah.
seems to take any of this personal. So he just does his thing. It's very like Nate Diaz brothers esque. Like I don't give a shit what you tell me. This is how I fight anyway. So get as mad as you want. I'm gonna still do my thing. I did not think he quit. I was like, yeah, this is gonna suck, but he'd really have to get hurt, especially the way he screamed. Like, nah, something happened. I don't know if a rib popped or cartilage or a break, but that was
The
the thing.
break.
I was like, the people that were the most loud about it were the Trump sycophants that were like, well, see, this little bitch quit, like, and that's fucked up. But
No, it's just it sucks, man, because Colby is a good fighter, and it sucks. It's so unfortunate that he had to go down this path to save his job, to make sure that he
right.
continues with the UFC.
Right? I'm sorry for laughing, but that's actually a really fucked up, sad truth. Like, and US, okay, there's been a lot of talk of UFC being okay with it. It's not just UFC being okay with it. They kind of are condoning it because, yeah, he became a top 5 fighter and got title shots and big fights after he did this shit. So it's like it's not just them being okay with it. It's like clearly this is the way to get ahead.
Yeah,
And
it
I,
sucks,
I
man.
guess I guess this is how we'll end it because of I mean people have gone on about this so much and we could be here all night as well. But this is something we talked about off air. It's not just it's not just being okay with it, it's condoning it. And It all comes back to the money, I definitely say this a lot. This is debates I've always had with Rain about how everything just comes back to the green. And when you're the UFC and WME, I'm sorry, Endeavor now, Endeavor is your parent company, and they still can't really get money anywhere else. They're solely relying on you. I don't know I was about to call him Ari Shafir. Ari Emanuel's politics. He could very well be a hardcore Democrat, or he could very well support Trump. I don't know, but this is doesn't look. The optics are not good on this. But you got to let it be when it's the only ones that they're making. They're making you money.
Yeah.
They can. They literally cannot afford to go woke right now.
Yeah. Be outraged with the sponsors, be outraged with the investors as well. Don't forget, they have investors, and they could be your favorite stars that are okay with all of this.
Oh, Jon Favreau's been tweeting up a storm about how bad Trump is and this and that. I would not be surprised if he holds holds shares in Endeavor and part of the UFC. I haven't heard him say much about that. I could be wrong. I don't look at his tweets all that often, but I did see it circulating.
I believe Tom Brady is an investor.
Of course. Homies with Dana. Of course. Hey, come in, Tom, invest in this. You can get mad bucks. But, I know the Patriots. I know the owner and a lot of them. Well, Tom Brady is a Trump supporter, so I don't see why he would have an issue with that.
So, yeah. Horrendous. Yeah.
And
what else can you say? Like, what the... Whoever Kobe fights next, I hope he, get some shit rearranged. Like,
isn't it fucked up that he's literally like the only white guy in the top 5? Like, he can't even fight another white dude to where
God.
It's all fucking Brazilians and blacks, man. So it's like everything is just hateful.
Oh, God.
Fucked up, man. Oh my God.
Yeah, let's get off this. Fuck that guy, man.
It's just I'm only laughing because it's so cruel. Like,
yeah,
just give a white guy to fight. Just give him throws all the bone here. Let's see what else he can come up with if it's not this mega bullshit. I'm sure that he fights another white guy. He's probably a Trump supporter too. So what's he gonna say then? He's so unoriginal. He's so unoriginal.
Yeah. Trump called me, not you.
He likes me more.
Yeah, I met him a few times.
Fucking child, man.
Yeah.
But again, people, if you watch MMA, just drop your politics out of sport bullshit. It's not gonna end, and at this point, it may not ever end.
Dude, it just got to a different level because we're talking about COVID, right? Because that's kind of political as well. Now there's a whole new level of it. So it'll never go away.
I got to give props to Ant. I heard a clip of his on Unleashed, and he was talking about how ignorant it is for people that say that keep politics out of my sports. Like, they've always been inherently linked. And he made comparisons of Muhammad Ali and Jack Johnson, obviously black prize fighters back in the day. Everyone kind of knows their story. But yeah, you even look at Jesse Owens. In the Olympics, a black man who beat Nazi Germany in Germany during World War II. Like, yeah, that wasn't highly political. That guy couldn't just run. That fucking meant something, whether he wanted to or not. It's just a thing, man. You just gotta accept it. We just gotta stop lying to ourselves. Everybody. I don't care whether you're on the right or left. We just gotta stop lying to ourselves. Promise we're done with it this time. So that was the rewind for UFC Vegas 11. Let's get into the preview of UFC 253. And first up, we got Diego Sanchez fighting Jake Matthews. His last fight was that Pereira fight, right?
Was it?
Yeah, because it would not end with the Fabia talk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's been that, yeah.
And his defensive moves.
Yeah. I guess he's with Bonner now? He's training under Bonner?
Stephen Bonner?
Yes.
Has he gone sober?
I don't know, man.
Do you remember that video? Did you ever see it?
Vaguely remember.
There was a video of him. He was like, okay, I hear MMA fighters being arrested on DUI all the time. I didn't think I'd see, I mean, shit, we've seen John Jones, something new.
Yeah.
He made John Jones look like
Oh, I think I remember now.
he was falling out of his car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that always worried me. I was like, fuck, man, that's one of those cries for help for sure. Like, you need to get on the bandwagon quick. But anyway, that's worrying, but maybe anything's better than Fabia. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I know he's a legend. He's been around for so long, but Jake Matthews, man, he's young, 26 years old. What does he have? Wrestling as his base, right?
Something. I mean, he's very good with the grappling. Yep.
Yeah. Diego too, but
Nah.
I don't know lately.
Yeah.
Who knows what the fuck he's doing? Man, he has 4 more fights left. Did you know that? Diego Sanchez still has 4
contract?
more. Yes. I don't know if he's going to make it all the way through or not, but yeah. I guess he gave up trying to go for the belt now. He just wants to fight.
At least we know he's somewhat reasonable. He hasn't totally lost all his marbles.
Yeah, so. But I don't know. In this case, I think I'm going to go with Matthews just because Diego has been on a huge decline. And he gave up, right? In his last fight, pretty much. He took the DQ and said, I'm good.
Yeah, I know there was like hesitancy back then and a lot of hate as well. And yeah, I mean, I think that's clear as day that that's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I mean, I don't know. Jake Matthews, Michelle Pereira, I don't know what level it is. This is a higher level in competition, a lower level. Pretty similar, I think. But, I mean, Sanchez has taken it to a few youngsters, Mickey Gall, and then I think it was the other, what's his name? Alex White. Young kid that came in like a year or two ago. But still, yeah, Jake Matthews is young, but he ain't that young. He's still a UFC vet. So, yeah, I'm with you, Jake Matthews, just because can't trust Diego, and honestly, I don't want him to win at this point.
Yeah.
Fucked up, but I don't want him to win. I don't need him to get more confidence. The last thing he needs.
Huh.
So that is the sole prelim that we're covering. That was on the prelim portion. Now this is all main card, and we got Kellen Vieira is gonna fight Sojara Eubanks. Eubanks was replacing. Why am I forgetting her name now? Oh, Marion Renault. We talked about this in the last episode. Marion Renault. 2 weeks notice, replacing her. And there's the added. And here's a really interesting thing. Aside from the fact that it's an interesting stylistic matchup, Eubanks, although she won the fight against Avila pretty clearly, she still got hurt in that fight, and that was a bit of a war. Vieira hasn't fought in a while, but now she lost Pederneiras. He had to get pulled because he tested positive for COVID. For some reason, I feel like this might be a second time. I feel like he'd already tested positive before, but who knows? Who knows if it's legit? Who knows if it's one of those false positives? Who knows if he's legit sick? Who knows if he's just asymptomatic? Who knows? But she's out. Her main coach. The fighters out of Novo União seem to have a very strong tie with Pederneiras. So there's that to take in. I'm gonna go with Eubanks, but I have no idea why.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Ketlin because she hasn't fought in a while. She's younger. She's taller. She has a reach. Banks just fought. That was a tough fight too, by the way.
Yeah, as I said, I mean she's hurt for sure. There's no way she's recovered. That was a hard fight.
That was 2 weeks ago, right?
And even herself, she said, I just wanted to do some gangster shit, which props to you, but that doesn't always necessarily mean it's smart.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ketlin.
Yeah, I'm not at all gonna be upset if Kellen wins. I am kind of pulling for her. I probably like her a little bit more than Eubanks, but I can't not respect Eubanks for what she's doing. I was a big Kellen fan, but I don't know about her lately. And Eubanks doing this, yeah, she's for sure. Win, lose, or draw. This is definitely gangster shit. So,
Mm-hmm.
props to you, Banks. We'll let the best woman win because I'm very interested in this one. Very interested. Next up, Kai Kara France fighting Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval barely made his UFC debut not too long ago. Beat Tim Elliott by submission. Kai Kara France, obviously, show favorite. Been following this guy for a while. I think we missed his last fight. At least I did. I don't know if I ever went back and watched it. I think it was one of the first pandemic,
Can't
coming back
remember.
from pandemic fights, and I don't think I
Yeah.
ever came back and saw it. But yeah, I know he won it, and he's still exciting as all shit. And this Royval kid looks very promising too. Yeah, I think we're safe to say, right? The flyweight's one of our favorite divisions, and
Yep.
has possibly gotten better since DJ left. As sad as that is to say,
Whatever.
I think so. It's
Yeah.
competitive. I
Yeah.
think was it France? I don't know, it was France or Royval said something like that. Like it's as even as ever now because DJ was that good, for better or worse. But I don't know who to go for in this one. Honestly, I love Kai Kara France, but I was very impressed with Royval.
I'm gonna mark out all the time. If Kai is on the card, I'm always gonna mark out for him. So I'm going for him.
I will go with Royval only because to spice it up a bit and not fully mark all the time. Although I fully understand the sentiment because I'm like right there with you. This is just a matter of principle. So yeah, Royval, you got my pick here. Co-main event time. Jan Blachowicz is gonna fight Dominic Reyes for the vacant light heavyweight title.
I roll.
Are you one of these people that doesn't see it as anything because John Jones is still a champion and all that shit?
Yeah, kind of. It doesn't feel right.
I lived through DC becoming champion twice off of not beating John Jones. So this ship sailed a long time for me. I love DC. I did not delegitimize him because he never beat John Jones. John Jones fucked his life up so much that he deserved to get it taken away, and DC was the second best guy. He earned that belt. That's just the way it works in sports. DC's retired now. He's not even in the division. John Jones clearly has other aspirations, so clearly these are the top two guys in the division. Yeah, let the best man win. I'm not going to truly consider him a champion until at least he defends his belt, for sure. And then from there, we'll see. As you said, this belt could be a little hoe.
Yep.
Let's see.
Get passed around, man.
I mean, I don't necessarily think someone's going to defend it 6-7 times like John, but I'm willing to see how far they can go. Clearly, the bar's been set.
Yeah. Really high. And if it does, like, he's going to pay out, what, was it 100K? Is that what he said?
Really, you might just want to let it go.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
This is not the hill you want to die on, girl, I assure you.
Keep your money, John Jones. No, I was going to say that. Like, I mean, that's ridiculous that he even put it out there like that. Like, man. That's not going to happen. Don't be a dick,
I loved him for that. I still do.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's still funny to me. Hey, I find it funny that you, of all people, who constantly is talking about upping the bar and wanting people to set high goals for themselves, that this is a bridge too far for you.
That's with Thiago Santos coming back too, that's hard, man.
You can't even have enough faith in your boy to do this shit?
I don't know, dude.
Come on.
He got COVID.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has to get COVID now.
Fucking suck, dude.
Not just Glover. What? It has to be even for everybody.
It's gonna be next year. This shit's gonna be eradicated, and we gotta have some mutant strain somewhere. Like you still gotta get it, or you can't get a vaccine. You still gotta be compromised. Jesus,
not fair, man.
Can't go on forever, Reen. You got it.
Man, did you see that Glover fight was
Yeah, main event now, right? Rescheduled.
December, yeah. I think. I forget.
I think November.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck. Okay, have until November. Oh, Glover. Good luck. But yeah, back to this fight though. I don't know who to pick. I really don't. Jan's been looking scary, but the last time he fought, see, I still have like Luke Rockhold in my head.
Oh, because that was spectacular. So he knocked out Rockhold. Right. he
And
had the
then,
boring ass Jacare fight,
yes, he's played too careful with that one. And then,
knocks out Anderson
yeah.
spectacular.
And I was going for Anderson, I think.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that's like kind of upsetting to me about this one is, I mean, a Dominic Reyes John Jones rematch would have been cool. I would have appreciated that, and I would have liked to see Jan Blachowicz and John Jones as well. I would have liked to see him without. I think people overlook Jan Blachowicz a lot. I'm not saying he would have beat John Jones, but I would like to see how it worked out because John Jones, I mean, he's got to run out of tricks at some point, you know. And I feel like if I don't know who John Jones is gonna fight next, it could be Ngannou, it could be Stipe, it could be just some random heavyweight. I feel like if John Jones loses in his next fight and it's at heavyweight, people are just gonna say, well, he's not built for heavyweight, and this is a big time upset, and shouldn't have never done this. And it's very possible he probably would have lost the light heavyweight too, because he's out of his prime already. It's just the truth. Been fighting for a long time, done a lot of drugs.
Dick pills.
Been inactive for a good portion of his career too, and now all the personal turmoil and all that, like, you never know. I mean, Anderson Silva got old overnight. It just happens. And I want to see those things, but okay, he goes to heavyweight, he loses. They're gonna blame it on the weight, but oh well. But I think you bring up an interesting point that, yeah, people are overlooking this fight because it's not John Jones, but at the same time, it's a really intriguing matchup. It's a very close matchup, and it should be a pretty fun matchup too. Like, it should be a good fight. You don't think it'll be a good fight?
I don't know, man.
Dominic Reyes is not boring.
He's not. It's just.
And Jan Blachowicz is exciting at least 60% of the time.
Fuck. I don't know who to go with. Because what? Reyes has fought Weidman prior to Jones. The Vulcan fight. Wasn't that questionable? Yup. I don't know, man. Jan's been crazy with that fucking rope story too, man. That's scary.
Yeah, you can't fuck with a guy like that.
You know what? I'm just gonna go with Reyes because that fight with Jones is so close.
I'm gonna go with Jan. I think he's a little bit more well-rounded, and to be honest, I don't know if Reyes has ever fought a guy with his power. Like, I know he doesn't always drop the hammer on people, but when he lands big. Ask Luke Rockhold. Like, he can do that to a lot of people. He really could. I'm trying to think. Like, I mean, Ovince St. Prue's pretty powerful. No doubt. But I don't know. I think Blachowicz is probably on par, and he's definitely way more technical than OSP. So there's that aspect, and his ground game's not bad either. So I think he can switch it up enough to maybe get a decision or like a late stoppage. So yeah, Blachowicz.
Okay.
With an actual technical pick there, because there's not a lot of stake for us there. But now this one, Izzy and Costa. Oh boy, I've never been so excited for a matchup that's so fucking cringy.
I know, right?
I kind of love it though. I don't hate it like a lot of people. I kind of love that it's so ridiculous.
Yeah, God.
I do. Props to Ash, MMA nerd. They're that fucking video of them complimenting or whatever. You look skinny, you look big, blah blah blah, that shit. And she quote tweeted and put like they love each other. And I replied, "Have you ever seen Bruno? You ever seen the end of that movie? I think that's what's gonna happen here."
Yeah, I guess Izzy did initially see him. They passed each other up, and then he went back and like he said that he was playing mind games with him to see how he would react. If he would have said like, "Oh yeah, you look skinny" or whatever. So that's how they got that clip of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah, being all friendly, but I don't even know, man. I've seen like clips of him, Costa with his weight cut and all the girls like going crazy over it, and I look at it and I'm like, eh.
Well, yeah, because nothing's ever good enough or impressive enough for you, Irene, except for David Goggins' feet, apparently.
Well, I mean, he's fine. He looks good, but don't talk and you'll be fine. Talk less. Plus, he's too cute. That face, man, that's too pretty for me. See, my guy's more like Cheeto. You gotta be a little dirty.
Always talk shit about dirty girls, but you love the dirty guys. Hypocrite
Yeah.
much? Yeah.
Yeah.
You look down on me because I'm looking at Loretta, and oh yeah, her apartment is slightly dirty. How can you be down with that? Fucked up. I see how you do.
Man, did you see how she's like trying to take credit for like being a little dancer?
Yeah. I like that you put some respect on Betch's name finally.
For once, I did.
It took you 6.5, 7 years or some shit, but you did it.
Shit, man. She wasn't even wearing Reebok gear. That was way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Valerie, nobody's copying you. The Brazilian was doing it, and apparently Brazilian ass is better than any other ass out there, so.
To be fair, Valerie was probably like 10 when Betch first did that. So, yeah, she may not know that fully. Gotta remember, Valerie's still a baby.
Yeah, that's true.
But go ahead.
Oh, but anyways, this fight, I don't even know, man. I don't know. I'm gonna be an Izzy fan through and through, but I don't know, man. Just that last fight with Yoel. And then just Costa just being such a powerhouse. That dude is scary. That dude is a tank. Shit. I'm still gonna ride with Izzy, but goddamn, man. This is gonna be crazy. They'll probably go all 5 rounds. Just like the Kelvin fight.
That would be Jesus Christ. I saw the Romero fight live, the Romero Costa fight live. I do not know how Costa kept that up. Shit, I don't even really know how Romero kept it up. Although he was still taking his breaks. That's kind of why Romero probably lost that fight, is that even though he did damage, he took his breaks as he always did, but Costa did not at all. And for a guy as big, and not just as big, but for how strong, how fucking hard he throws shit. It's not just that he looks strong and he is that big. He fucking throws like his life depends on it. Every kick, every punch, every knee is brutal. Izzy's so ridiculously tough. I mean, I think he can take whatever Costa dishes, and I think I don't think he'll be accurate enough to actually like land on Izzy like that. But I don't know. He went 3 hard rounds with Romero with like no real struggle. 4th and 5th rounds are another animal. I understand, but I don't know how the fuck he even did that. So if he can keep it up, or shit, even if he can win 3 rounds and then just have that be enough to where he survives the 4th and 5th and that gets him the decision, shit, you never know, man. Yeah, I'm giving Costa a lot more credit now than I did in the past. I still feel Izzy's going to win, but now I'm at the point now where I'm not sure how. Like, I feel it in my heart and soul, and I think just looking at it kind of objectively, he is the better fighter. He is more technical, but I don't know how he's gonna do it. As I find it a little hard to think that he'll knock him out. I don't know why. Maybe just because he's so big. I mean, it's happened before, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I'll mark out. I didn't do it with Kai, so I'll do it with Izzy. I'll mark out here. I'll say Izzy, but I do legitimately think he does have a chance. I do think he can do it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be tough. Yup. Crazy. It's finally here. All this time, it's finally here. Nervous at the same time.
I think that Costa will walk away from this fight, possibly with more fans. If this is as good as we think it is, win or lose, he'll probably walk away with more fans than he came in with. That does it for the preview. Let's get into some headlines. First up, Jarrell Big Baby Miller. He's a boxer. If you guys don't know who he is, this guy was originally scheduled to fight Anthony Joshua last year. The reason that Andy Ruiz fought Joshua to begin with is because this guy, Jarrell Miller, tested positive for, I don't even remember what, but this is not the first time he's tested positive. And if I remember at the time, he straight up used, I'm not saying this to be an asshole. This is just straight up. He just straight up race carded this shit and said that because he's black, he tested positive. I don't know if he was insinuating that the testing body had fucked with his test, or they were singling him out or whatever. Find it ironic that he was also scheduled to fight a fellow black man, but whatever. Now he's coming out that in his other most recent test, it just happened a few months ago, he went with the classic line that MMA fans know and love, dick pills. So, tested positive because I'm black, tested positive because of dick pills. Those have been the excuses as of late.
God. Now that you just said Baby Miller, now I remember.
Big baby, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Big Baby. Yeah, now I remember. What the fuck, man? Should he hang it up now? Because he's had all this just going on for him?
Oh my god, the boxing media has fucking gone in on this guy, man. Like, they don't even want to bring up his name. Like, fuck that guy. That guy's like the biggest cheater in the history of the sport. A lot of people are saying he should be banned for life. Like,
yeah,
straight up.
If it's his third time, right? Like, who would want to fight him?
You know damn well you're gonna fight a cheater.
Right.
And he's not even that good to begin with. I guess he's undefeated. That was news to me. I read that today. But he's fought nobody. He's slow as shit. He doesn't have a lot of real talent. I don't get how he ever got the fight with Joshua, and then now I don't know how he's supposed to get any fight.
Yeah, just hang it up, dude. Just stop, man. Yeah, why would anybody fight him? You have to get paid a lot of money to fight that dude. And he's not a draw, right?
Nope. Nobody cares about him.
Yeah, that's over, man.
I kind of want him to continue. I just want to see what other excuses he comes up with. I mean, he's going to keep doing steroids, clearly. He doesn't give a fuck.
Boxing, man. Well, they might need him, right? With the way boxing is going, so just use him as a punching bag.
I would say that would probably be true, but at the same time, Fury and Josh were supposed to happen in a year or two, so...
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Nobody should really give a shit about any other heavyweight fight.
Yeah. Gas station dick pills.
I wonder if it was the exact same shit that... What if, like, him and John Jones, like, met at the store, you know? Like, they both got, like, the same...
Those rhino ones?
Oh, shit, you too? You know? Like, oh, man. And, of course, John Jones walking out. Hey, be careful with those, you know? That's positive. But knowing John Jones, he probably just laughed, didn't say shit, because he knows that it's going to ruin his life. And John Jones, I'm sure, loves Schadenfreude.
Yeah. Rhino pills.
Honestly, now that I think about it, that's probably the most upsetting thing to me about the whole John Jones fiasco. Like, you think he'd get some, like, fucking CIA grade, this shit is gonna get you hard as a fucking oak tree. But no, he went with, like, the $3 gas station dick pills.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly.
You can't even say allegedly. That's what he said. That's his defense. We gotta take him at his word that that's actually what happened. If that is what happened, why those?
What, did his girlfriend ever say anything? Because they're not married yet, right?
Nope. Fiance.
Yeah.
Fiance.
Like, how does she feel about it? Like, excuse me? I bet all her friends know the truth. Like, no.
John.
He does not need them.
John Jones is 2 years older than me, and supposedly can't get it up. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, John. And you too, Big Baby Miller. But you're just a sad... I don't know how the fuck you got to where you got at, man. Maybe you've been doing steroids this whole goddamn time, but you're just a sad excuse for any combat sport. And so, folks, if you, like, sometimes get sick of MMA, especially with this Covington shit and the shit's been going on, I'm done with the sport. I want to get other fights that's not MMA. I'll maybe watch boxing. This is what you're in store for in boxing, too. You can't escape this shit. Go along for the ride. Moving on from that, this is a bummer. Sodiq Yusuff is out of his fight with Edson Barboza. All scheduled for October 10th. It supposedly was an injury, and then it looked to be visa issues, right?
Yeah, he tweeted something about having visa issues.
And now it looks like female MMA Twitter's favorite Middle Easterner, Makwana Mirkhani, he's going to step in and fight Barboza. God damn, the ball's on that guy, man.
I was looking forward to the Yusuff fight.
I'm kind of looking forward to this fight, but Barboza's just going to kill him, I think. I like Makwan, but I don't see this working out too well for him.
I just don't understand, like, they don't have enough time to do it. It's not October yet. I know, I mean, there's like
2
October's
weeks,
days away, but yeah. Fuck, man.
You can't be too sure about that. Yeah, I know. You can't be too sure about all that. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Makwan stepped to take this fight because he's used to getting BJs while he's doing interviews on Skype. So that guy does have all kinds of balls, apparently. You'd heard about that story, right, Rin?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if we ever talked about it on air, but thanks to Just Bleed, I think he's the one that first introduced me to that. So that's Maquan for you. The way he looks is the way he fucking acts, apparently.
Yeah.
So that does it for the very limited headlines. Let's get into some matchups. There's some pretty good ones here. First up, Stefan Struve's going to fight Taito Iwasa. I know. I thought Taito Iwasa was cut from the UFC too. Apparently not. Or they're bringing him back. I want to say to feed him to Stefan Struve, but I don't know if anybody ever gets fed to Stefan Struve because he somehow manages to find a way to fuck it up most of the time.
I thought he quit too.
Well, he had his heart issues and all that, and then he was like forced out of the sport, and he came back for a fight or two, and then I thought he said he was gone, and I think it's been like a year or two since he said he was done. This fight shouldn't happen, but it might be fun, or really sad, or to know which.
Oof, I don't know, man. What if Struve gets knocked out?
Oh, that can very well happen. See, Tuivasa doesn't really get knocked out, because, I mean, he's Polynesian. They got hard-ass heads. But he's been TKO'd and finished, and clearly he doesn't have any kind of cardio. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
This should be just sloppy as hell and probably violent as all hell, but I think it's going to be one of those brutal stoppages that are just like, oh, fuck, we shouldn't have watched that. It should have never happened, but it was a crazy highlight. And Robin van Roosmalen, he's going to be making his Bellator debut on October 3rd in Milan against Nauzit Trujillo, who is a MMA newcomer. Robin van Roosmalen so far is 2-0, and this is his Bellator debut. I think I've seen one of Roosmalen's MMA fights. Look pretty good, but when you're only a few fights into your MMA career, you tend to look good, especially when you're a former kickboxing champion. But man, this should be interesting. I think I was a fan of Roosmalen when he was Glory champion, and I thought his style would always translate well to MMA because he doesn't do anything too flashy. So let's see what he does here. And God bless this poor soul who's probably gonna be led right into the slaughter by this guy.
Yeah. Of course, man. It's Bellator. They want to help him out.
It's not like Scott Coker didn't used to promote kickboxing before.
Yeah.
It's not like he has a long track record of finding very winnable fights for kickboxers. But all the praise to him. Yeah. I don't give a shit about merit and competitive edge here. I want to see some motherfuckers with their legs fucking kicked out under them.
Yeah, and good for him for like getting out of Glory because that was sketch. Even though they're starting back up again, but they're having issues with paying out fighters.
Well, shit, he was making like I remember seeing a payday once because he fought here in California. So they released paydays. I think he made $8 or $10 grand as a champion. He was a Glory champion. I mean, that's how little money there is in kickboxing, folks. So
crazy. Well, at least with Bellator, he has both options, MMA and the kickboxing.
Is Bellator still doing that?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it's kind of hard right now. They're finally starting up MMA. And remember, they do like MMA and kickboxing on the same night?
Yeah, they did Dynamite, I think like once or twice.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of like maybe too difficult to do, having such a large card.
Yeah, especially when there's no tickets to be had. I mean, that's just probably going to cost money.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder. And I think there's talks of maybe Chris even taking a kick. No, I think that's boxing. Probably like venturing into boxing. I wonder how that's going to go. I mean, there's no crowd.
That's not something you want to do with no crowd. You want to get some tickets for that.
Yeah.
Because there will be many. Cyborg Nation is big, as you well know. Next up, Ellen Joban. I thought he'd probably retired. I guess he's coming back. I don't even remember the last time he's fought. I want to say it's at least been like 2 years.
Yeah, it has to be. Did he lose his last fight too? Fuck. It's been so long.
Yeah. I didn't even bother to look when it was. And I'm like, it's been a long time. We'll just leave it at that.
Yep. And it's November, so we'll see if anybody falls out anyways.
Yeah, it's a long ways away. Yeah, he's going to fight Jared Gooden at UFC 255, November 21st. I figured it'd probably make you happy, Rain. This is maybe a pretty boy you could get behind. He seems like a gentleman. He definitely seems like a smooth talker. I mean, he's from the South. What is it? Southern gentleman. Real thing, as you well know.
He was actually working on his Muay Thai and everything, like the clinch work, and he was doing so good, and he just like disappeared. what the fuck? What happened to you? So I don't know. I totally forgot what gym he was at. He was in SoCal somewhere.
Yeah, he has in a gym in LA. I could have been Black House. I don't quite remember. But yeah, he's trained out here. I don't know if he's still here, especially with the pandemic. Who knows? I mean, this shit is pricing a lot of people out of the city and the goddamn state. So
Yeah.
interested
Well,
to know what he's doing now.
well, good for him coming back.
And get another pretty face for the ladies. I mean, you know,
Yeah. Yep.
as you say, Luke Rockhold and Borrachina are good to look at, but you know what comes out of their mouth. Joe Banna at least seems like a halfway decent dude.
Yeah, and he was doing that show with Karen Bryant, right? They were doing like a podcast together
Oh,
for a while there.
that was news to me.
Oh yeah, yeah. They used to always do a podcast together.
Oh, okay.
If you have a partner like Karen, there's I don't think he's asking her if he likes she like spits or swallows or anything like Luke Luke will, right?
Maybe it should. Maybe then he'd get some listeners. I don't know.
Oh god.
Yeah, right. No,
He might lose sponsors. I don't know. Whoever he's working with.
nah, Joe Van. Joe Van. I couldn't even see saying that in bed.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
He seems
He
like a
looks too
legitimately
sweet.
nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
As brutal as he is in the cage, but yeah, good for him. In other Bellator news, Kate Jackson is gonna fight Denise Kielholtz. It's gonna be on October 1st, so I guess slightly before the Robin van Roosmalen fight. Denise Kielholtz been doing great in MMA, been doing great in Bellator. Kate Jackson just fought Limale McFarland not too long ago, so big step up in competition for Denise Kielholtz. But so far, she's been proving her worth. I believe she's still undefeated in Bellator. We're gonna see what happens here. It should be very interesting.
Cool. I don't know the other girl, but a
Yeah,
lot.
I was looking at a Tapology, and yeah, she fought Suarez. She was on Tough. I guess that's her big claim to fame. She lost to Suarez, but she beat some pretty good girls in the Tough House too a few years ago. So yeah, she's had some tough losses, but she's had some good wins too. Like she's not a can. This is easily the biggest fight of Kielholtz's MMA career.
I forgot to mention to you, Justin Buchhold, he has a gym now in Sacramento. He has an official gym.
Okay.
Yeah, which was surprising to me because it's on the west side of Sacramento, and if you get on the freeway, I was thinking this earlier, like if you get on the freeway, it's fucking like pretty close to the Alpha Mountain gym that's downtown. And I was asking one of my coaches because he trains there now. I was like, is Calvillo gonna come back then? And he's like, I don't know, maybe, because Calvillo's at AKA, and she's closer to her family, so I just wonder because she's a contender, right? Like she's gonna probably fight for the belt soon.
I do not get why any woman would train with Justin Buchholz. I'm just gonna be dead honest here. I still haven't forgot his fucking comments with Leslie Smith.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'll leave that there.
That
And
was
if you
the
guys
last time, yeah.
And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up. It's beautiful. And if you ever want to see why you shouldn't fuck with Leslie Smith, whether on Twitter or in the street, yeah, just look at those fucking interactions. Justin Buchholz is a goddamn idiot. Fuck that guy. Anyway.
Yeah. Crazy though, like during this bad time, like he was able to secure a gym. So I thought that was interesting.
Maybe he has good business practices. Maybe I can give him credit for that, but that's probably all I'll give him credit for. And the last bit of matchups, Mike Perry is going to be fighting Robbie Lawler at UFC 255. There's a report, not
Shit, I forgot about
necessarily announced officially yet, it seems like, but I can believe this. 255 having November 21st. That seems to be a really stacked card, along with that Joe Ban fight that's happening. Dude. See, we were talking about why can't Covington just fight a white guy? Why can't Covington fight Mike Perry? I know that's a gigantic step backwards, but nobody loses in that fight. Or everybody wins. I don't know. Does nobody lose or does everybody win? I don't know.
Well, okay. Didn't he say he's like 1% black or something? So
2%, Reen.
2%.
Is that enough to call him a fucking Black Lives Matter supporter?
Kobe might use it against him. I don't know. So it might not be a good thing if they get matched up. Because he'll find something to say.
But then what if like Mike Perry like knocks his ass out and then he'll be the savior for Black America?
Oh god damn it. Oh, there's that too.
And Latori in the fucking background just oh my, he's gonna get knocked out by a guy who just trains with his fucking pregnant girlfriend. She's pregnant, right? Last we checked. Last we know.
Yeah. I think they're
Yeah.
having a boy or something.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah. Dude, you
uh,
know, that would be entertaining, but for him to be the hero, no.
like I said this, tweeted this earlier, and I don't know who could disagree here because Tyron may not have the most fans right now. Tyron Woodley will not. She's never really had the most fans, but given the hatred that Covington gets, everyone's kind of on board with Woodley to one extent or another, unless again you're a Trump sycophant. But I don't know why now, and now's the perfect time to do Woodley Lawler too. There's never been a more perfect time. That was supposed to happen not too long ago. That's when Robbie ended up fighting Covington. Then, yeah, I think Covington took that on short notice because Lawler, Woodley pulled out.
Yeah.
But now it's like clearly Woodley can't pull the trigger. Lawler can't pull the trigger. Just have him go in there. The fight's going to be possibly terrible, but nobody's going to get hurt. I know we watch fights for people to get hurt, but every once in a while we need to take a break from that shit, man.
So it's gonna be similar to like the Woodley Wonder Boy fight.
Yeah, but you know, people love Robbie. Nobody wants to see him get hurt. So, and then what if like Robbie just throws like 2 more jabs than Woodley, and then he ends up getting the decision in the most boring fight of all time?
Oh god, we're gonna.
At least it's a win for Lawler. Maybe he retires that way.
God damn it! Can't let the Asian man go out like that.
He's half Asian, right? And most
True.
people wouldn't consider him Asian because Filipinos are special and they're not technically Asian according to them and the census.
They're Mexican.
Right? I'll definitely say they're more Mexican than they are Asian. But they're still Asian. I don't give a shit what they say.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Sorry, past relationships have given me a gripe with the Filipinos. I love them to death. Chicken adobo is possibly one of the best things I've ever tried in my life. But they're Asian. You just gotta accept it.
God damn it. I don't really want to see Perry and Robbie go at it. I just don't want Robbie to get hurt.
Imagine if this is Robbie's last fight. He's gonna lose to Mike Perry with his pregnant girlfriend in his fucking corner who yeah. MMA is a cruel fucking thing. I mean, we already said this earlier with Covington and the way he's acted and the fact that God doesn't exist because why would he bless Covington with a win in this time? But yeah, you're really gonna feel bad when Mike Perry fucking possibly starches him. Remember the Ellenberger KO? Remember how Mike Perry did him? What if he does that to Robbie?
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. So he watched this shit for all the feels.
God damn it. No, not Robbie. God damn it. I wonder how many fights he has left.
This better be the last one. I mean, people kept talking about I still want to see him and Nick Diaz. We don't know what the fuck Nick Diaz has left. If he's gonna come back, let him come back to that.
Nick and Robbie?
Yeah. It's been what, like 15 years in the making. Fucking let it happen. People have been clamoring for that like 2-3 years ago. They've been clamoring for that for 10 years now.
I'd rather see that than Perry, actually.
Yeah, but I really don't think Nick's even coming back.
You don't think so? You don't think Dana's gonna like just let him?
I don't really think Dana gives a shit about Nick Diaz. I really don't, especially now that he's got Nate. Like, he liked Nick when he knew he could get some money with GSP and shit, but he's got Nate now. What does he need Nick for?
Well,
Nate would always just causes problems.
But Nate would always like step aside for his brother.
Yeah, of course he will, but I don't know how serious Nick is about this, man. Nick's got problems.
Did you hear that he's been in the testing pool since the get-go?
Yeah, probably just out of a matter of principle, just like to show everybody that everyone's on steroids and he's not, because he's that guy.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what time do you have? How do you get tested? Like,
I mean, just piss or get blood taken out, but
he's always like traveling though. Well, he was always clubbing somewhere. He's always doing something.
That's probably why he didn't care. It's like, okay, I'm not even fighting.
He really told Wasada where he was? That's what got me. I'm like, how? Because he was always like traveling. He's always at the club. He's always like doing something. Like, you really told these people where you were? Yeah, that got me. I'm like, huh? Really interesting though if he does come back. I mean, Dana said he has something for Connor, so maybe that's it. Like maybe Nate's gonna step
God,
aside for him or something. Be like, yep, my brother's gonna fight now.
I would sell tickets if tickets are even a thing then. But Jesus, God,
Yep.
nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm okay with some of these mediocre fights right now. I don't need to see that. It
They
just
have
doesn't
been
call my
fun.
attention at all. Oh, they've been fun, but I'm
Yeah.
saying just star potential. I don't really give a shit. Just give me this. I don't need to see all that.
Yeah.
That does it for MMA. Let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Man dies after eating bag of licorice every day for a few weeks. Massachusetts construction workers' love of black licorice wound up costing him his life, doctors say. So I didn't know this, but apparently there's a chemical in licorice that can really fuck up your heart. The licorice root, I guess, has some kind of chemical that can affect even your heart rhythm, even just eating a little bit of it. This guy was eating a bag and a half every day for a few weeks, and it got so bad. It was a 54-year-old man. It affected his potassium to the point where it basically just got his heart to stop. And I guess his diet wasn't great to begin with. I couldn't imagine a guy that eats licorice every day has a bad diet. Is this thing called glyceric acid. Glyceric acid. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but that is the thing in licorice. That is bad. That is what can fuck with you. And here's the really weird part. He was first eating red licorice and then switched to black. And apparently that was a bad choice because black licorice has way more of this glyceric acid. And that may have been the literal nail in the coffin for him. So, yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Watch what you eat, folks. And oh, here's the weird thing is just to finish with this real quick. Um, there's like a real scandal here too, possibly that apparently the FDA requires people to show how much of this chemical there's in food, but with a lot of candy companies, they don't really disclose that all that much. So there's like some real possible transparency issues here too, like that we need to be addressed. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude dies because of black licorice, and in this case, it looks like specifically black licorice, which is can't believe even systemic racism goes down to fucking candy, man.
Oh shit. Yeah, I guess it's in like jelly beans and even some beer or something.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
I,
poop, man.
I didn't even know licorice was a thing. I thought it was like purely artificial. I thought it was just like candy. Like
That's
I
what I
didn't think
thought
any of
too.
it. I thought it was like purely synthetic.
Yeah.
Fuck, do I know? I don't know.
Yeah. And then he ate what? Fast food? He had a poor
Yeah.
diet anyways, and then he ate fast food, and then he just, yeah.
He collapsed while having lunch at a fast food restaurant. That's the quote here. Doctors found he had dangerously low potassium, which led to heart rhythm and other problems. Emergency responders did CPR and he revived, but died the next day. Like, dude, he was down and out.
That's awful. Eat your vegetables, like Nate said.
Or no,
Eat your fucking vegetables.
or Renato Laranja. That's his deal, no?
Huh, that too.
Eat your veggies.
Fruits and vegetables is his.
Yeah,
Yep.
and ass.
That too, yep. Whole lot of ass.
He's Brazilian, allegedly Brazilian. What can you do?
No child support.
No child support.
Yep. Eat ass though. Safer.
I haven't heard his podcast in a while. Goddamn, that shit was
Dude.
beautiful. But I probably need to get on that again.
I don't think he's been recording, right?
I've literally been like a year since I've listened to it, so I have no idea.
Can't believe that dude with his accent. I can't believe he was on Days of Our Lives or some kind of soap opera.
I know he is an actor, but I didn't
Yeah.
know like he's like a legit actor. Like he's had
Yeah.
roles and shit. He's not just like some struggling
No, back in the day he was on like Days of Our Lives or one of those.
dude. Is he like 60?
Black don't crack though.
I know we've talked about this. Jesus Christ, man.
They have the secret, man. How do they keep up with a beautiful, like, no wrinkled skin? Like how? Shit.
Isn't it funny too that like It's weird. Okay, I guess since a big thing of topic this week has been the racial divide and all this stuff going on, I do find it funny that, and I'm not even making fun of this. This is just the truth. Like, there's certain garments, there's certain things that are seen as racist, and I'm not even talking about Nazi paraphernalia or something like that. Like, there was that story a few years ago of Melania Trump going to some African country wearing the pith helmet, and that was seen as very racist and insensitive by a lot of people, which I had no idea what they were talking about, and then I looked into it. And apparently, the thing with this hat, this helmet thing, was it's very wide, and the white people in this back when it was colonized would wear it. And the big thing is that it covers you, as you were talking about, I think last week, Rain, with to not get darker. That's a big thing with a lot of cultures, it seems, especially with white people. They're trying not to get dark.
What kind of helmet?
It's called a pith helmet.
How do you spell?
Pith. Pith. Pith helmet. Melania went to some African country. I forgot which one it was. And I guess the diplomats or whatever
Yeah.
gave her one of these. And either knowingly or unknowingly, she just wore these. And people took pictures like, you fucking bitch. Like, you know how bad that is? I had no idea. I was totally ignorant of this. I looked into it. And yeah, it's very racist because of its history. But she may or may not have known that. But the point of what I'm saying here is this. It's not just of that shit pops up that we're totally unaware of day by day of how racist shit is that we're not even aware of. I do find it funny that white people are so concerned with keeping themselves white, yet they age horribly. You got to take the good with the bad, man. The sun could possibly help you age better.
It's good for your skin.
Green, you're Okinawan. What? Isn't it per capita? Don't you guys have the most centenarians on Earth?
Yeah.
You guys are fairly darker than a lot of Asians.
Yep.
It's not that black don't crack in your case. Not that Okinawans don't crack. You guys don't die.
Asians don't die.
You found the fountain of youth, maybe literally. But keep on with your white skin. Keep on with your white skin, you know? At least you'll look good in that fucking casket.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that helmet and her name. Like, her picture pops right up when I Googled it.
You just put pith helmet and it pops up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the first picture.
Yeah, again, I've never heard of that. And I know like a good deal about colonialism, but that's the thing. I mean, it happened here too. You see the white ladies with the big hats in the South and stuff. And yeah, it's to keep the sun away. Don't want to get darker.
Learn something new. Not buying that helmet. It looks awful anyways.
You think so? I was like, I gotta look at the picture again. I remember I'm like, yeah, it doesn't look that bad, but
hers looks awful.
I think there's different variations of it.
Yeah, there's other ones on here that they kind of look cool, but if there's like a bad history with it, I'm cool, man.
Just wear the rising stuff, and the rising sun stuff, Rain.
Oh God.
Hey, that looks cool too.
Burn it. Burn it. Burn it.
I'm sorry. Oh my God, I feel bad. At least I know you'll forgive me for that one. But yeah, folks, learn about that one.
Fuck you, GSP.
Hey, he unlike Colby Covington, he retracted.
Yeah.
That was the difference 10 years ago.
Yeah.
People were more woke then than fucking now. Jesus Christ, man. Oh man. Well, thank you guys for listening. I don't know if this is the best way to end it, but I guess on an informative note, not the worst way to end it. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at juice_MMA. Rain?
Fox with you on Instagram and Twitter.
And you can find the podcast at iFoxWithJuice, also on Twitter and Instagram. I did not get to the clip this week. Doesn't mean I'm not going to make one. Possibly may make 2 this week. We'll see what we got on the docket. I hope you guys enjoy the fights. We'll see if Adesanya and Costa make love after the fight. You know, maybe, you know, they're not supposed to shake hands or hug. Maybe they just straight get to boning in the octagon. Maybe
God.
Maybe this is what 2020 will bring, you know? I mean, we got to make up for all this hatred somehow. And what better way than just to have 2 high-level athletes just getting down in the ring. And you already know Costa's all oiled up, so it's going to be sexy as hell anyway, so. Fuck it.
No.
2020 has brought all this. Come on. Let's heal all this hate with some love. Come on, Izzy. Come on, Costa. Counting on you guys.
I have to light some candles in my house. Be a little intimate. Oh God.
But go get him, Izzy. Fuck this dude up, man. Still rooting
Yep.
for you. So, thank you guys once again. Keep your eyes peeled. Always got something going on, and talk to you guys next week. Later.
See ya.